Style is the only thing you can't buy. It's not in a shopping bag, a label, or a price tag. It's something reflected from our soul to the outside world, an emotion. This quote from the late great Albert Elbaz really solidifies for me that street style is where true fashion lives. It's an authenticity that the runway could never recreate. So if you want countless outfit ideas to elevate your personal style, then this is the video for you. Hi, my name is Faye, and here we talk all things thrift, vintage, sustainable fashion, and what I like to call opshopulence. So we take secondhand, we reinvent it, and we turn it into first class chic. And also, your girl is a major fashion geek who loves nothing more than to study style. So today we are breaking down the latest report from New York Fashion Week, street style on Vogue runway. Ooh, delicious. And I have collated 8 inspiring outfit formulas for us to discuss. There's folders and everything. It's geek central. These are guaranteed to give you standout style. They're simple to achieve. And as an added bonus, I've created 4 of the looks using everything that I already had in my wardrobe. And I think this is going to activate your imagination and inner stylist even more. All right, let's dive in, shall we? The first formula that I want to talk about is timeless classics. And this is really a tribute to having those great quality, trendless, seasonless pieces that will see you through year after year. As soon as I saw this look on the New York Fashion Week street style, it stopped me. She looks so flawless, so effortless, but it's really simple. It's just a classic slip dress, a trench coat, and strappy sandals. I mean, you don't get more simple than that. The other cool thing was that as soon as I saw it, I knew I had those pieces and that I could definitely make it my own. And this is the power of having pieces like this. They're just a blank canvas. And then you can inject your personality, your take, your eye, and your story into the outfit. So here's my take on it. And what's really interesting about this is that I was actually about to donate this trench coat because I just felt like it was a little bit too, I don't know what the word is. It wasn't structured enough. But thank God I didn't donate it because it's actually so amazing. And I think this is why it's so great to look at street style, because you just get inspired by the way that other people tell their story. And then in this case, it made me fall in love with these pieces all over again. And what got me was the draping off the one shoulder. I mean, so chic, so effortless, but it just looks very impactful. Now, she doesn't have a lot of jewelry on, but I'm a jewelry girl, so I wanted to layer up some bangles, add in some bling. I love her little drawstring bag. This has inspired me for my next thrift trip. I'm definitely gonna look out for something like that. I don't have anything like that, and I think it's such a nice, dainty contrast with the more kind of masculine coat. I just used my little vintage Fendi that I found years ago. It cost me $5, and it's real. I mean, wow. It's been a great reminder of adding that personality, adding that little touch to give it something fresh and interesting. And I think it's the off one shoulder that really did it for me. And if I had a thicker trench coat, I wouldn't have been able to get that same look. It's a great example of stopping before you shop, looking at the inspiration that is all around us and seeing what you can do with what you already have. So go into your wardrobe, have a think about some of the classic timeless pieces that you have and how you could tweak them a little bit just to give them a fresh approach. And I think this outfit is such a fantastic one for trans-seasonal dressing as well. We're in spring here in Australia and it's still a little bit chilly, but for her this is a perfect fall outfit as well. If you don't have a slip dress or a trench coat, highly recommend. The next outfit formula that I want to talk about, inspired by New York Fashion Week street style, is casual cool. This guy is the embodiment of that. The slouchiness of the shirt, the relaxed cargo, strappy sandals. It's so effortless, like the first lady. To me, it just really stood out. I think it's a great example of dressing down but still looking elevated, and this is something I love to do with casual pieces. Again, it's how you inject that personal style and your story, how you carry yourself and how you really wear the clothes, not the other way around. These are very simple pieces. He just looks the biz. It just goes to show you, when you're grounded in who you are, you know what you like, you know what you feel good in, and you're not trying to impress anybody else. You just want to feel great in the pieces that you wear, that they really let you shine, right? Instantly took me to my classic pieces that I have like this, and interestingly, they are both from the men's section. One of my favorite places to look in a thrift store because you get a really relaxed fit. It looks super sexy on women. I love looking at clothes in a genderless way. I focus on how they feel on my body. This is the look that I created, pretty similar. Gorgeous black 100% silk shirt in the men's section. I think I've had it for about 10 years. It's absolutely beautiful, nice and oversized on me. I use the little sleeve garters to keep the sleeves up. Love how it drapes and falls on my body. These cargo pants are really great. They're really oversized. I'm contemplating cutting them into shorts, which is another thing that I noticed on the street style images, was a lot of shorts, 3/4 oversized. I think it looks amazing. I saw it on guys and I saw it on girls. I'm particularly into it on girls. So I'm tempted to cut these pants into a longer short because they're just so oversized and great, and I really like how that looks. But they are pretty fantastic as pants as well. They're quite wide-legged, so something I do is I actually just fold the excess fabric over and then I roll it up twice, and so you get cinched in ankle and then you still get that exaggerated leg, which I think looks really cool. Kept the same necklace and ring situation on that I had in the first look, and then I added in this beautiful custom thrift bag. This has been hand painted by one of my Indigenous friends, Paul McCann. Isn't it beautiful? I think it looks great popping against the neutrals, but also it's got that slouchy personality about it too. This is another good example of elevating these casual pieces, injecting my personal style, adding in things that are important to me. That bag is definitely a conversation starter to be able to talk about First Nations culture. So don't be scared to try men's clothing. You probably already do if you're subscribed to my channel because I talk about that a lot on here. I just think it looks so sexy on women, breathable, and it allows me to be me. It kind of gives me this, yeah, it grounds me. And I think it's all those little elements that you can do with casual pieces. The way you roll the sleeve, the way you roll the cuffs, the kind of shoe you add in, the jewelry, the accessories that expresses who you are. Those pieces are just canvases, right? A beautiful jumping off point for you to add in your personality. I loved his swag. Pieces that I had definitely emulate that feeling, but it's my take. The third outfit formula that I want to talk about, inspired by New York Fashion Week, is the concept of restyling your wardrobe pieces. Restyling them in such a way that really displays your personal style and your take on fashion. As I was scrolling the New York Fashion Week street style, I noticed cool restyling ideas, specifically with collared shirts. The way that this girl has restyled striped shirts looks so amazing. I mean, it's just a simple striped business shirt, but I love the way she's tied it off one shoulder, tied it at her waist. Her shorts actually look like maybe they've been made from button downs, and it kind of looks like there's a tie on her waist. The aesthetic of it really does look like something she's either made or she's reimagined. I just think it's such a cool expression of her personal style, juxtaposed with her very kind of like cyber girl 90s Y2K hair. The boots, again, it's the shorts, the 3/4 shorts. This girl too, I think it's probably been designed like that, but if you're clever, you could definitely create something like that. As I continued to scroll, I noticed this style icon, who is actually one of my friends in the thrifty community. This is Aaron Christopher. I absolutely love Aaron's take on fashion. It's very genderless, bright, it's beautiful, it's uniquely Aaron. And what I noticed about the skirt was that it made me think about shirts as skirts. I don't know, I need to ask Aaron actually. I don't know if Aaron's skirt actually is shirts or it just looks like that, but it triggered something in me straight away. I was like, ooh, I can do this kind of idea with shirts. And I was so excited to see Aaron on the street style. I was like, girl, I had to recreate my version of this look because I just think it's so dynamic, so very Aaron's modern boy vintage. If you're not following, definitely check Aaron out because there's endless inspiration. So while I don't have these colors, I knew that I could get a similar aesthetic with black and white. So I grabbed my Kiss t-shirt, my husband's white shirt and black work shirt. I buttoned them together and turned them into a skirt. Now Aaron's t-shirt was out, but I wanted to tuck mine in because I thought the black and white collar looked so cute. I added in my black lace-up boots. Didn't have electric blue gloves, but I've got black latex ones. Similar hat to Aaron's. This is my husband's black Akubra. To give it a pop, went with my red sunglasses. To pick up the vibe of Aaron's bag, I went for a black patent bowling bag and added one of my boo-boos on there. From just this one look on Aaron, it ignited this completely fresh take for me that I hadn't thought about before. It's what I love about street style, is just seeing how people are doing it. It triggers that personal style muscle and, you know, that imagination muscle, and look at what you can come up with. So shout out to Aaron for inspiring me with this look. Would I wear it every day? No, but I love it. I think it's fun. Got like a rock and roll sensibility, which is definitely me. And of course, the restyling, which is a great way to express your personal style. Next on our list is sexy suiting. 3 looks that I want to talk about here. First of all, this gorgeous black suit with bling central. Look at that top. Oof, It's mesh, it's got layers and layers upon layers of bling. It's the perfect balance of masculine meets feminine. I love how she's taken a very simple, classic black suit and she's really made it her own. She's made it very femme, very sexy, very cool. You could do something like this with a mesh t-shirt and then just go to town with layering up your jewels. You could even do it with a white t-shirt. This is such a simple look to achieve, but it's just wow factor, and I think it really speaks to her vibe. This look is a great example of merging different eras and aesthetics. It's a classic black suit, but I love the Western element with the belt. I have a belt very similar to this. So simple to add that in, and it gives a completely different dimension to a classic suit. If you wanted to take it even further, you could layer up quite a few belts, which is something I love to do, and it's very Schiaparelli coded. Seeing a lot of waist belts, layered belts, belt details, scarves on hips. You could even do that underneath this kind of Western belt. You could do leopard print scarf or something with like an Aztec print to it. Something with fringing on it would look amazing. And then layering up a more Western style belt, something with turquoise in it. It's just such a great contrast. I think this guy looks amazing too. This is not suiting, but tapping into that Western idea, I love how undone his shirt is. And he's got that contrasting texture with the fantastic turquoise accessories. Doesn't that look amazing? They're classic pieces, they're timeless items, but you can really see his personality through the accessories. Speaking of accessories, this girl really got the memo with sexy suiting. I think suspenders or braces just look so hot on women. She's just got a simple white collared shirt, black pants, but the suspenders just take it to another dimension. I found my suspenders in a thrift store. They're leather. Aren't they great? I love all the detail on them. That's my husband's shirt. He wore that on our wedding day. So it's really nice to add that in and then give it this perfect balance of masculine meets feminine. So when you've got a great suit and you've got a great collared shirt, the world is your oyster in terms of how you can style it. Accessories take it next level. They really bring the A game. Such a great way to make a suit sexy. Cardigans. They were absolutely everywhere on the street style at New York Fashion Week. Draped over shoulders, around waists, accessorized. Again, it's the perfect trans-seasonal piece. It adds in a bit of texture, adds in a little bit of warmth in case you need it. People were also draping shirts around their waist. I like the contrast of the colors with some of these looks, the pop of the hot pink, the pop of the red. I noticed butter or lemon yellow quite a bit too. And then also fur collars, feathers, light embellishments like that. But cardigans are just so cute. I've got myself a couple recently. They're the perfect piece for trans-seasonal dressing. And again, I think it's really about how you style it. It doesn't have to feel antiquated and outdated. I think it can look quite fresh and chic and cool. This is a fun one. I'm calling it crazy shirts. I noticed a lot of bold, bright, quirky, particularly short sleeve shirts and blouses. Really unique pieces. I love a good Hawaiian shirt. I think they're really fun. Anything that's a bit bold and different, and something that I noticed from, I think it was either Miu Miu or Prada a few collections ago, probably a few years ago actually. They really brought back the Hawaiian shirt, but they were teaming it with gloves, pencil skirts, heels, boots, little hats. I think this is a really fun way to make it different. And the men's section of a thrift store is a goldmine for quirky short sleeve shirts. I found this one recently. I just couldn't resist it. It's so loud and obnoxious and not normally my style, but I love the idea of wearing it with all black and seeing how people were doing the crazy shirt on the street style was really fun. Each person had their own expression with it. If you're a colorful person, this is something that you could definitely play around with. But even if you're more of a neutral pared back person like this guy, you can still add in some cool texture and contrast in terms of the way that you style it with some of your other pieces, more classic pieces. But yeah, what do you think? I'm kind of vibing on the crazy shirt. And particularly if you're going into the cooler weather, it's something fun that you could layer up for a nice pop. Next on our list of outfit formulas to try, inspired by New York Fashion Week, statement skirts. Obsessed with this zebra skirt, particularly because of the fringing. It was an instant idea spark for me. Next thrift trip, I'm on the lookout for a zebra skirt. And I'm gonna get myself to the craft store and get some epic tassel fringing situation. Doesn't that look amazing? That's a pretty simple DIY and a great way to express your personality. Great way to get into the Western trend, but make it your own. I think it would also, I love that she's print clashed, but I think it would also look incredible with a crisp white shirt. Kind of like this girl here, just so eye-catching. These sequins, made me think of my gold sequin skirt, and I really like how she's juxtapositioned it with a more kind of like workwear sort of shirt. I think it just looks so cool, and with a simple t-shirt, it really lets the skirt speak. I really noticed her personality. I think she looks amazing. As does this girl, leaning into the bohemian trend, but she's really done it her way. How she's layered it, and with the headscarf as well. I did notice a lot of these kind of batik-y, bohemian, Aztec-y kind of prints, and a little bit of this sort of like Jean-Paul Gaultier kind of idea. I loved this girl's dress. If you're clever with crafting, you could use different fabrics and create a similar patchwork situation in a more bohemian aesthetic. But having a statement skirt is a great way to express what your style is, and then you can team it back with some of your more classic pieces, like a silk shirt, suit jacket, or a cardigan. Lots of fun ways to play around with a wow factor skirt. And the last outfit formula that I want to talk about that I noticed on the New York Fashion Week street style is the ever classic, never ending, timeless, tried and true black and white. But each person had their own take on it, which is what I love. I loved seeing this lady in her suit with a labubu. These two looked amazing. There's a little bit of brown in there as well, but I loved her almost like cravat style necktie over the white shirt, and then the bag being a little bit more kind of hardware. This is an amazing example of personal style. Balance of her tattoo, her ink work, her jewelry, and then she's got this quite girly white strapless dress. Contrast of the black belt, it just looks so good. Seeing this look made me think about my tattoo bodysuit, and I could actually do that underneath a white strapless dress, which I don't have, but the idea is there. Such a beautiful expression of personal style. She's really made that dress her own. Imagine it on someone completely preppy and girly, it would be a completely different expression, and that's why personal style is so great. White shirts were everywhere. This guy looks great, and then in the same shot there's a lady in a white shirt as well, but again it's just those classic pieces. But see how you can really capture his essence and his personality. Loving the goth sensibility of this girl. I really like how she's taken a simple vest and black pants. It's all her. It's got such a unique take. These pieces are so generic, really, so simple. Anything but on her. I also thought this shot was interesting because you've got the black and the white in the back there with the suit, the classic white t-shirt, and the little cardigan over the shoulders. But pretty much everybody in this shot is wearing timeless classic pieces, which was my first point. But see how each person looks different and they have their own swag. I love seeing that. When I'm looking at these images, I zone in. I expand, zoom in, zoom out, and see what the accessories are, see how they're wearing their jewelry, what their glasses are, their shoes, how they've taken these fashion pieces and really made it their own. It's fascinating. Or is that just me? Well, I think I've definitely taught the leg off this table, as the saying goes, but I hope that it's given you absolute ton of inspiration. I hope it's got your brain ticking about your personal style, thinking about ways that you can inject your story, and the power of having classic, timeless pieces that you can play around with, use as a canvas to really show the world who you are. If you like my style, you can check out opshopulence.com. That's my small business where I have a store. You can check out my self-published book. I also have a Depop store. I would love your support. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the hype button. Tell me in the comments what your favorite look was, what you're thinking about tweaking and playing around with your personal style. I hope that I've helped you, given you some great ideas as you continue along on your personal style expression. Thank you so much for being here. London Fashion Week is happening now, so I'm about to dive into all of that goodness from the motherland. So I'll see you really soon with a bit of a download on that one. All right, lots of love. See you. Bye.